hammer away, I wash my hands. So I got my mixing bowl here. I'm going to put a little bit of water in here. So we need to have a little bit of fluid. Don't need a whole lot. Forgot something. It's first thing in the morning, guys. I mean, we're all entitled to mess up a little bit. Gonna take a little bit of barbecue sauce. Then what we're gonna do here with the steak, we're just gonna put a little bit of salt on here. Some cooking shows, some people tell you, oh, you gotta really load it up and it has to have a ton of it. Bull honky. It does not. I meant to do this before I wash my hands, but it is what it is. Give me 2 seconds. All right, back to business. We're going to put some pepper in here because pepper is very important for steak. I got some ground up fresh garlic. We're going to dupe that in there too. Garlic really adds a lot of flavor, and if you're worried about getting sick, especially during COVID time, it's a really good thing to have. I'm going to put a little bit of sesame seed oil. Usually you should put a little bit of oil in your marinade. You only need a little drop of this. Please don't go crazy. It'll give it a nice little extra flavoring. Amy and I found smoked paprika, and that's going to help give it a little bit more of a smoked taste to it. It's a little bit of heat, but not too crazy. Red pepper flakes. We're not trying to make it super, super hot, though Amy would probably enjoy that. Amy's very versatile. She's one of the few people that I know that has a very diverse palate to her mouth. She can eat almost anything and enjoy it. I say almost everything. There are limits, of course, because we all have things we don't like. A little bit of drab of apple cider vinegar. We all have things we like and we don't like, and Amy, of course, has hers that she really doesn't like certain things. But for the most part, Amy is not fussy at all. And this is a nice little spiced tea rub that Amy got, smoked tea ackee rub. It's good for ribs, good for steak. I'm going to put a nice generous amount in here. And this, you'll hear me talk a bit because this is my new favorite thing in the world. It is called liquid smoke. If you watched the last video, then you'll know what I'm about to say, but just in case you didn't, I'm going to repeat it. Amazing to have. However, you cannot, under any circumstances, overdo it. You only need a little bit. So I'm just going to put a little bit in here. If you go crazy with this is going to taste like probably an old shoe because it's going to be too much. This is a very strong thing here, so we're just going to take a minute. We're going to stir this up really good. You don't need a stand mixture of it, but it'll come off. It'll give a really good smell to it. And this I really recommend. Go to the dollar store and get a bag. Chef Amy, what do you think?
It looks good.
How's it smell?
Good.
Yeah, this is a really good smell. I gotta give it to my wife. She's put up with me for 14 years. I think she deserves a medal for it because I honestly don't know how any woman can put up with me that long. It's the truth. I can be a pain in the ass. Can't I?
No.
Yeah, I can. She's just saying that. Best wife ever. Sorry guys, she's taken. I love my wife very much, and she's the most awesome, amazing person that I know. So we've got the steak in here, and what we're going to do is we're going to marinate. We're just going to pour the marinade right in. And this is very important, what I'm about to say. We're going to seal this up. We're going to try to push all the air out as much as we can anyways, because we really don't want this dripping. So we still got more air in here. Okay, so that's cool. I'm just going to put this over the side of the cutting board. And we want to be careful because, you know what, if you're not, this whole mess can become a really big mess. And we don't want that. So you can set this overnight. You can set this for 24 hours. I would ask probably at least 3 to 4 hours should be enough. But that's it. We're going to set that in the fridge and we're just going to let her marinate. You know, make sure that you get everything all soaked in there. And I'm telling you, by the time you're done and we start cooking this, it's going to taste amazing. And Amy's going to be like, hey, you need to go to the store and get more. I want more now. That's the way it is. So I'm going to take the camera away from Chef Amy and I want to introduce you to the woman of my dreams, my best friend, and the woman who has kept me alive, literally, because honestly, I'm diabetic and have heart issues, and honestly, without Amy, I don't know that I'd be alive right now, because she's the greatest. 21 years ago, I met my best friend in the world, Chef Amy. Say hi, Amy.
Hi.
Met my best friend in the world. 6 years later, we meet in real life, because we met online over IRC.
It was 7.
7 was it?
Yes.
7 years, okay, I'm bad with years, but 7 years we meet in real life, and soon afterwards she proposed to me. I'm super shy. And you know what? I married my best friend. I got the best in the world. I got my best friend sitting right in front of me. This is my wife and the woman that I'm making this meal for. So, Amy,
Yes.
happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
So when we're ready with the next step, and it's going to be a couple hours, we'll be back. Welcome back to Poul's Kitchen. This is Chef Poul again, and today is a very special day. I finally done marinating the steak. It's been marinating for well over 24 hours. Yesterday it was just too hot. Wasn't really feeling the greatest, so I just didn't do anything. But the good news is, the longer you marinate, the better it is. And the real special occasion is two of my favorite people in the world, Chelsea and Isabel, are family home from Newfoundland. You might have heard me say this on the channel a while ago. They're two very incredible young ladies. Very much enjoy them. They bring a lot of spice to our lives because they're just two really super awesome kids that if I was able to have children of my own, this is what I would want them to be like. So I'll let you say hi for a quick second.
Hi, I'm Chelsea.
That's Chelsea, and she is one incredibly awesome person. So first of all, we're going to do potatoes. It's really, really warm out. I don't want to bake them. I don't want to fry them. We're going to use the air fryer. So I chopped up some potatoes. Now you have to clean them. If you don't clean them, you're going to taste some dirt, and you really don't want that. So I'm just going to do some in here. You're going to try your greatest to try not to have too many layers. One layer would be perfect. You're just going to take a spray bottle with a little bit of olive oil. Extra virgin if you can is much better. You're not going to do anything too complex. You're just going to pepper and some other seasonings, not too important. I'm missing one seasoning that I do want. If I can find it quickly, and I can. By the way, it was just Chelsea's 11th birthday. If you drop a little comment on my Facebook page or on the channel saying happy birthday to Chelsea, I'd appreciate it because she is awesome and we've missed her for the last 2 months. So we're going to put this in the air fryer. We're going to turn it on. And that's the hard part, 18 minutes. All right, so I've got this on here, and this is another thing. We need to make sure that this is that this has a little bit of oil on it. You don't need to go crazy. But this acts like a little bit of a grill, so. And this is going to be a super, super easy recipe. It's not so much for breakfast as I thought I might use it for, as it is more for dinner. But that's all right. Now when you're putting this in, you have to be very, very careful, because if you don't, this is a grill, and this is like barbecuing. You're going to burn yourself really, really bad if you don't wash yourself. So it's very, very important that you really take good care of it. And like everything else, you're not always going to have perfect games. But you're going to want to make sure that you got her on pretty good there. She's already got sauce on there, so everything's good that way. So we're gonna make this the way you want it. In our house, we like steak the way it was made to be, and that's extra or medium rare. I don't know that we really want to see any blood, but we don't want it to be cooked the full way in because it just makes it too tough. It's already been marinating, like I said before. It's using liquid smoke, which we live in the basement, so we can't really have a barbecue. So this is the next best thing. Alright, so over here, we're going to turn our pan on, and then we're going to start heating some oil up here. And we've got some Spanish onions, and we've got some pepper, and some mushrooms. So we're going to wait until this heats up just a little bit there, and we got the steak going. So it's going to be a little while until the steak's going. It's not exactly a thin or cheap steak. It's actually really high quality. Thinking back, I probably would have chosen a cheaper one that was really thin. But you know what? If you're used to eating like a roast sandwich, a hot turkey sandwich, it's pretty thick and you have to take a knife and fork to it. Well, this is the same idea. This is going to be a steak sandwich. Normally, I don't know that I really allow steak to be flipped so often, but that's fine, and that's all right. Everything's going to be fine with that. We're going to let it roast. You can use buns, Kaiser buns. We're going to use bread. Yeah, short and simple. It's not really complex, but who doesn't have bread around the house? I mean, you can probably find another piece of meat that maybe doesn't have to be steak. Maybe it's ham or chicken. Or if you're Amy, maybe it's liver. No, Amy doesn't like liver. I'm just picking on her, but you use whatever you want. Point is just make yourself a nice sandwich, and a good sandwich always has vegetables on it. So we're going to stick these in here, and like I said before, Chelsea's new to the channel. You gotta love this really young lady. She was up since, what, 5 o'clock? Yeah, she's been up since 5 o'clock.
And I went to bed at 12.
Yeah, she came home yesterday from Newfoundland, spending some time with her mother, coming back down to be with her dad, and a very long trip. And I don't know too many people that would be able to handle that kind of a trip. It's quite a lot. So we're just going to let this caramelize short a little bit here. Nothing too crazy. We're not going to cook it all the way through so it goes nuts. So over here, we've got some Havarti cheese and some tomato. This is a piece of birthday cake from Chelsea. She wasn't here for her birthday, and she means a lot to Amy and I, so we wanted to make sure she had her birthday cake. Lucas is getting his soon enough. No
Yeah,
use
soon
rushing.
enough, just September.
Yep. No use rushing birthdays. Trust me, nowadays, you'll understand what I mean when you're older. Alright, so we're going to do some peppers in here. Now with mushrooms, you have, number one, they're clean. And number two, watch them. Because they are going to shrink as they cook. And as they shrink, and as they cook and they shrink, it's not going to be necessarily always a good thing. You don't want them all the way down, you just want them to sweat out a little bit, just a little hot. And it's going to give the sandwich an extra nice flavor to it. So I'm just going to give the steak a little cut through. Yeah, it needs a little bit longer. Won't need too much though. Steak is an amazing, amazing thing. What do you think of steak, Chelsea?
It's really good.
Very good. See, here's the reason why I get along with Chelsea. She is 11 years old. However, she's a mature 11-year-old. If you guys have a child, a younger child who needs some babysitting, Chelsea's your girl. She's mature, she's responsible, and I promise you she's really good with kids. I've seen her for a long time with them, helping other people, and you know what? She's indispensable. You'll never find a better young lady.
Or cats. Not just children.
Oh yes, and cats. And probably a small dog that's very well behaved.
Yeah, like Pomeranian or something.
Now, if you have a pit bull or something, I'm not saying she wouldn't be good with a pit bull, but she is 11 years old. She's not exactly He-Man here. She's not big enough to be able to control a pit bull.
No, not on a walk.
But she is good enough to babysit one though. Other than that. Hey, I trust her in my home with my babies.
Your fur babies.
Yeah, my fur babies. I really would. If we were going away for a while, she'd be one of the people I'd ask to come over and just check on them. Because my babies absolutely love her. Which, unfortunately, I have to walk them away for her right at the moment. Why? Because, well, I have food on the table and they tend to be a little bad when it comes to that. Alright, so this is done and we're gonna turn this off here. And just watch yourself, Chelsea, please.
Yeah. I know to be careful because it's hot.
It's very hot. So I'm just going to set this here. We're going to let that cool down a bit.
Another thing is because I'm good at babysitting, because I'm a good cook, I can cook a lot of things.
Chelsea can. I've been made very well aware by both her dad and her grandmother, and it's not just her saying this, it's everybody else saying it too. Chelsea's an amazing cook. That's why I love having her down there helping me out, because honestly, you don't realize sometimes you need a little bit of a hand when you're cooking. You need somebody around to help you out, because this is the middle of summer. It's hot, and you know what? You got to be safe. If you're not hydrated enough, drink lots of water, but be hydrated. And if you're cooking something in the kitchen in the middle of summer when it's really hot out, then you know what? You can get heat stroke really fast.
How's it doing?
It is doing great, and I think she's good enough for me. So,
What about Amy?
Amy is at work until 14 more minutes and she's on break. So we're going to take this off the grill and I'm just going to sit it on here. With any steak, never, and I mean ever, start cutting it the second you take it off. Worst thing you can do. Do you know why? Because all the juices and flavors that are in this steak that's been cooked
Will they just run out?
will just run out.
You'll have something plain.
So it's almost like you didn't do anything to it. Like you didn't put any spice to it. You didn't put any flavor into it. It's just bland. You never do that. You take it off and you let it sit for about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you're golden. You can slice her up and do whatever you want to it. What we're going to do here is we're just going to take it and slice it in half, and just start piecing it. When you see the sandwich, when everything's done, it will make sense. So now we're going to make 2 eggs. Now, best thing about eggs, they don't take very long to cook. And that's awesome because now I've already oiled the pan and I use extra virgin oil. The only reason I would ever have anything like, say, vegetable oils when I'm making a cake. Now, I'm diabetic, I don't eat cake. However, my young friends up here do. Chelsea and Lucas is with us too. Say hi, Lucas.
Wave your hand! Wave! Wave to the camera! There he is.
Now, people are going to say, well, you have to season it with salt. I call BS on that. That's not true. You do not need to season with salt.
What, the eggs or the
Anything.
steak?
Anything.
The only thing I see is put salt on his fries.
You can do that, right?
You're good.
Where you're young and you don't really have any health ailments, it's not so bad for you. Somebody like me, I'm diabetic, and did I turn that on? Yes, I did. Good. I'm diabetic, and I can't have it. I got high blood pressure. It's not good for me. So it's good for us to calm that down. Somebody like you, that's perfectly fine. You don't need to worry about that. But the point is, when you're dealing with a lot of things you buy from the store, there's so much sodium content it's not even funny. Like here, Okay, we got a can of corn here. Sodiums have, well, that's. These aren't too bad. Bad example. Okay, so this is a thing of beets, sliced beets. Beets are good. I mean, I'd rather have it from a can than actually get a fresh one because, quite frankly, cutting them up is not fun. Not at all. So, this has, for sodium, 100 and, I think it says 50 milligrams.
150, yeah.
Yep, 150 milligrams. That's a lot of salt. You really need to add salt with this. Read your labels, ladies and gentlemen, because sometimes you'll find things that are just too ridiculously high in sodium. And it's totally not good for you. Okay, this egg is done.
One egg down. One to go.
Now, if you're making it for 2 people, you want to make sure you cook your eggs twice. If I cook this at the same time, I'm kind of make it big, then I have to judge where I'm separating it and sharing it. Just be careful that you're not cracking an egg too hard, and because you don't want to eat eggshell. It sucks, and you don't need that. But eggs don't take a whole long to cook. I'm going to crack the yolk because I don't want the yolk to be runny, because that tends to be a little bit of a pain. You don't want that.
You don't like runny yolk?
Oh, I do. But in the sandwich,
Yeah, in a sandwich. I love runny yolk with toast.
I'm going to put this over here.
Runny yolk with toast is very good.
Oh.
Dip the
Yes.
toast in the yolk.
Oh, it's amazing. But in the sandwich, it's something you want to be very cautious of.
Hey Chris, want to know something? At Newfoundland,
Yeah.
I tried to cook something new and it turned out really good.
What was it?
Spaghetti. I cooked spaghetti for the first time.
Good job.
My mom helped me dump the noodle water though. She didn't
Yeah.
trust me with that part. If I were to actually dump noodle water, if I were cooking for someone like as I was babysitting, I'd wear like some apron or something.
And you'd also probably not cook a big batch so that it wasn't too overpowering.
Yeah, not too heavy.
See, this is one of the reasons I'm very proud of this girl. You have to stop and think that you have to be taught how to cook at a young age. Because Chelsea's 11 right now, but someday in a million years she's going to be 19 years old. She's going to be cooking for herself while she's off in university. When she's 40 years old and finally getting her first boyfriend and cooking for him, she's going to have to cook for him. I mean, she needs to learn how to do that because she doesn't need to be going to McDonald's every day. She doesn't need to be eating microwave meals every day. Chelsea needs to start cooking her own meals when she gets older. So the younger you teach them how to cook responsibly, because Chelsea brings up a good point. Chelsea's a small girl. She's only 11. She's not at all going to be Miss Muscular. She's not at all a very large person. She's small. If she takes a big pot of spaghetti water and brings it over to the sink, there's a good chance that she's going to hurt herself. Not a good thing.
Maybe if it's tall. I'm pretty strong. Like I have to carry 2 babies at one time at my mom's house.
Yeah, but the point isn't the fact that you're not strong.
Yeah,
it's awkward, right?
Yeah, because you have to like pull your stomach in and then pull it out like that.
Because I don't know too many people realize that if you make a mistake and say, I don't know, dump a little bit of water on yourself, especially hot spaghetti.
You can't reverse.
That's a 3rd-degree burn that you're going to be healing from for a long time.
My mom, when she was about 9 years old, cooked spaghetti, and she was pouring out the water. She was wearing jeans, and she spilled some water all over her jeans, and the jeans were stuck to her, and it hurt. She said it hurt a lot to take them off.
If she was ever able to.
She was.
That's amazing.
She started taking them off right away.
I used to, little unknown fact, I used to perform with a wrestling group. We did charity wrestling, and we worked with the burn unit. Didn't make any money. It wasn't about making money. It was about helping somebody that was in dire straits, somebody that needed the help. So we performed, and all the proceeds went to burn victims. And People think that house fires, campfires, stuff with actual fire is the only type to burn. And what we're talking about right now, and this is a very serious thing that we're bringing up, and I'm very grateful for Chelsea bringing that up, because it's a very serious thing. And what a lot of people don't realize is that those can be really bad burns, just as bad, if not worse, than a fire.
Actually, my mom is 36 now. She was 9 when she had that burn, and she still has a small scar from it.
Oh, absolutely, she probably does. And she'll always have that small burn.
It's very little though, because it's faded away a lot, but she still has one.
I still have marks from an explosion I had when I was 17.
Yeah, in the microwave, that one? Yeah.
I
Because you
did-
never got taught how to.
Yeah, and my mother was very stringent on the idea that I had no reason to be in the kitchen cooking. Well, I'm sorry, but we all have a reason to do it, and you know what? I'd rather learn how to cook than grow up on a microwave.
Or grow up on, like, people cooking for you.
Yep. Now, I mean, we'll all crack the joke, especially males, that it's great to get married because you'll have a woman cook for you for the rest of your life. It's alright to joke about it, guys, but it's not reality. I know plenty of women who just cannot cook.
You're cooking for Amy right now, aren't you? You
I
and
am.
Amy.
I do the majority of the cooking in the home, not Amy. Amy can cook. I'm not saying she can't. But you know what? There's no reason why a woman has to do all the cleaning. There's no reason why
You can both do the same amount.
we can both do everything just as well as everybody else can.
Oh, the air fryer is done.
Yeah, air fryer's all done, which is awesome. So, guys,
The only thing I don't know how to cook is air fryer. That's more hard work than a stove, I think.
actually it's easier.
Oh, really?
Yep, you
But
take the
I
basket
think,
out,
is that
you grease
heavy?
Nope, take her.
Is it heavy or not? How do
No.
I take it out?
Just
Do I
pull-
press the button?
No,
Just pull?
pull.
Do I pull that?
Hold that if you want.
Oh, it's quite light, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Where do I put it? Take the pan off, maybe, or?
No, put it right here. See, that's it.
I've never
Oh,
touched an air fryer before.
Chelsea, all you do is you just put a little bit of oil there, food, season, a little bit of oil on top. That's it. That's really it. I'm glad to have Chelsea down here. Now, I mean, I'm gonna let you know, guys. Chelsea's actually, she may be 11 years old, but she has 2 siblings that she actively helps raise. It's not babysitting. They're family. She's helping to raise them.
My mom isn't around too often. We get to see her 3 months a year. So I help raise them as I'm a young woman.
She's also helping with Lucas,
What
which
do
is my little buddy over here, which seems to be a little quiet.
He's tired.
Are you tired, man?
Tired, Lukey? Can you wave? You wave? Say hi.
Lucas
Hi.
is one of my favorite little kids around. He's always around. He helps us with the cats. He's very friendly. He's really good, and we think the world of Lucas. In fact, I gave him our
Tired, baby?
PlayStation because honestly, I know he appreciates it.
Tired? He's tired.
I bet he is.
He had a long day.
They've all had a long day. My buddy.
We were just at Albert Lake.
Ooh,
Lucas is a very good swimmer.
He is.
Albert Lake is a very good lake.
If you're ever in Nova Scotia and you need a nice place to chill out and go for a little swim, Albert Lake is actually a really good place.
Oh, here.
As you can probably see, we have way too much in our fridge.
Freezer?
Freezer, yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
And that's a broken thing. Oh well.
It's good.
Not gonna kill anybody.
No. It's gonna be the same after you get it thawed out.
Another good little lesson is look at your flyers. See what's on sale. Never pay full price if you can avoid it. If you can go to Superstore, Sobeys, No Frills, Some other little markets, we have Gateway, Nova Scotia that we can go to.
Sobeys.
Sobeys, Giant Tiger, there's
Walmart.
Walmart. Find the sales. Now with this, we're not going to toast this. If you're going to toast this, you don't need to defrost, just stick it in your toaster. Amy and I aren't going to do that. We're going to stick this, oh sorry.
It's okay. In the microwave.
We're going to stick this in the microwave and we're just going to de-thaw it that way. And we're almost ready, which is a good thing because Amy's going to be coming out for a break in a few moments here. You know what, I'm just going to do this. I don't really know how to use this that much, to be honest with you, because I don't use the microwave.
Oh, I do.
We usually cook everything. Like, Amy will use it to thaw a little bit, but I'm not someone who uses it a whole lot.
To thaw, I think you would do it the time you did put it in.
Yeah.
I think that's the perfect time.
So, we got the steak right here, and we're going to start building in a few moments here.
That's exactly how I have my steak there. Chris?
Is it?
Yep. A little more cooked than that, though. A little less red.
Everybody likes their steak a little differently, and there's nothing wrong with doing it either which way.
Yeah, we don't like blood on our steak. I just find that disgusting.
Well, we don't have blood on there, but it's pretty close to, it's pretty close. Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Right in front of me. And what else do we want for that?
I'll check the bread. I'm still in the game already.
So we're going to use mustard, and we're going to use mayonnaise.
It's good.
Perfect.
Do you want me to take it out?
No.
Alright. They're a bit warm. Look, do you want me to leave the microwave open or shut it?
No, we're going to leave that open for a second.
Yes.
Alright, so we're going to
Oh,
take...
hi, Amy.
And there's Chef Amy. She's come out for a break, and she's all excited because Chef Amy is starving. So,
Hi, ladies.
we're almost done here. So we're going to put our bottom layer, and we're going to put some mayonnaise on here. Mayonnaise is not the worst thing. We use ours, has a little bit of olive oil in it, so it's pretty good that way.
Spread it out.
I'm going to spread that on here.
I'm getting hungry. We're full of this.
You're getting hungry? Your tea's almost done, Lukey.
It's so fluffy sad.
Silly goose.
So now next step is we're going to put a little bit of steak on here.
Steak on.
Steak sandwich.
Yep.
That's different. I've never heard.
Well, I mean, if you go and you get like a
That
breakfast
makes
sandwich from
sense.
McDonald's or whatever, you can get it with ham or anything else, right? So why can't you do it with a little bit of
That
steak?
makes me want to have a little bit of steak.
We're going to put our egg on top there.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to put a slice of tomato.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Lucas is like,
I'm going to bring over here, and I'm going to be careful, and I'm going to put this back up here. I should have done that.
You gotta be careful. That's probably still hot.
Okay,
Watch out,
Lucas.
Lucas. He has a hot thing. Is it hot or no?
Mushrooms.
These are some mushrooms, onions, and pepper. So we're going to put that on here. And like I said, I don't expect Amy to just
I'm gonna
eat it as a regular sandwich. You don't need to do that. You just basically cut in. And now, for the cheese. And now for the last piece of bread.
Mustard. Mustard's hard to get out.
It can be a little
Yeah.
bit of a pain.
Yes. It sure can.
But that's alright. Now that part's done here, so now we're going to go in the kitchen. And get the fries. Now you got your
You
steak.
can look through it. Do you want to look through it? Right there. Oh, little TV.
You got your steak, you got your protein, you got pretty much everything on here with cheese. If you use good ingredients, it's going to turn out better. That's just the way she is. So ladies and gentlemen, this is my breakfast sandwich. Everything's homemade, nothing processed. And Amy, what do you think?
It looks good.
What do you two think?
Delicious.
Delicious.
There we go.
You can tell he wants some.
So Lucas is going to give me a few minutes to make sure we got everything else done, and I might have some left to bring for them to bring up. So until next time, please hit the like button, share, subscribe. Thank you, Chelsea, so much for helping,
No problem.
and we'll see you next time.
What do I press?
The button that you push.